Hi everyone, my name is Zeng.
And I'm Miranda Way.
And we are PhD students from the University of Washington. We're here to talk about our paper, Polls, Clickbait, and Commemorative $2 Bills, Problematic Political Advertising on News and Media Websites Around the 2020 US Elections. This work was done in collaboration with Theo Gregersen, Yoshi Kohno, and Franziska Roesner, all from UW.
On November 3rd, 2020, the U.S. held a presidential election between Joe Biden and incumbent Donald Trump. The stakes were high given the issues facing the U.S., including the handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, the resulting economic crisis, the renewed movement for racial justice, and more. As one of the most important and contentious elections in recent history, by most metrics, spending on online political advertising set new records. Here's a graph of digital ad spend in millions of dollars since 2008. Spending has dramatically risen, reaching over $2.5 billion last year. The pandemic heightened online advertising as campaigns shifted from in-person events to more online and TV ads. On just Facebook and Google, the Trump and Biden campaigns spent over $200 million each. Prior work has used Google and Facebook's ad archives to measure the spend and reach of those online ads. But these archives only provide a partial view. They don't show which websites the ads appeared on, ads outside of political campaigns, or ads outside of their platforms. The importance of the 2020 U.S. election and prevalence of online political advertising led us to two main research questions. First, what was the extent of political advertising on news websites in this election? Specifically, how many ads were political, who ran them, and on which sites? Note that we focus specifically on ads on the web generally and not ads on social media platforms. We also used a broad definition for political ads and included any ad referencing U.S. politics. Second, what kinds of misleading or manipulative content did political ads contain? We know from prior work that ads generally can be used for scams, malware, or be perceived as harmful or distasteful. So are there examples of this in political ads?
To answer these questions, we conducted a longitudinal measurement study of online advertising from October 2020, a month before the election, until January 2021, the inauguration day. We built a web crawler using Puppeteer, a browser automation library. On each page, the crawler automatically identifies ads from ad blocker filter lists and saves a screenshot of every ad on the page. We conducted daily crawls on 745 news websites, excluding social media sites like Facebook. We picked a combination of mainstream news sources, such as CNN and local TV stations, and websites that fact-checkers identified as misinformation, including fake news sites, propaganda outlets, and highly partisan news sources. Our goal was to focus on contextual ad targeting, so our crawler crawled each domain with a clean profile, with no prior cookies or history. To capture geographically targeted political ads, we used a VPN service to tunnel our crawls through different locations in the US. We crawled from 6 locations during our study so that our data contained ads seen in Democratic-leaning, Republican-leaning, and toss-up states. To analyze the data that we collected, we used a mix of natural language processing techniques, qualitative analysis, and quantitative analysis. Our crawler collected 1.4 million ads in total, in the form of screenshots of ads and metadata like the URL of the page that the ads appeared on. To enable automated analysis, we extracted the text of the ads using optical character recognition. Then, to reduce redundant processing, we identified duplicate ads using locality-sensitive hashing. We then used 2 language modeling techniques to further sort our data. First, to discover the topics of the ads in our dataset generally, we created a topic model using a Dirichlet multinomial mixture model. Second, to analyze political ads in depth, we trained a classifier for identifying political ads using the pre-trained Distilbert model. Then, we performed a qualitative analysis of all of the political ads found by the classifier and manually labeled them with attributes such as the party affiliation of the advertiser. Next, we'll talk about selected findings from 3 aspects of our results, starting with an overview of the entire 1.4 million ad dataset. These graphs show the number of ads and political ads that we collected over time, where each line represents the number of ads seen by a particular crawler. We unfortunately have several gaps in our data due to bugs and outages, but we observed that the total number of ads was relatively constant before and after Election Day at around 5,000 ads per day. However, if we look at political ads, we see that the number of political ads dropped substantially after the election, from up to 450 ads per day to around 125 ads per day. So what is in all of the ads that we collected? This visualization is a tree map of all of the ad topics created by our topic model. Political ads were the fourth largest topic, comprising 5.2% of ads. And other popular topics include ads for enterprise products, tabloid ads, health and supplement products, and sponsored search ads. Next, let's look specifically at the political ads in our dataset. In our qualitative analysis, we subdivided political ads into three categories. Campaign and advocacy ads explicitly promoted a specific candidate, election, or issue. These made up 39% of the political ads. Political product ads are primarily intended to sell a product, but include political content as part of the ad, and these comprise 8% of our political ads. Lastly, political news and media ads promote content from news outlets. These also include native ads, which are designed to visually imitate first-party news article links on the web page, and these made up 52% of our political ads. In our quantitative analysis, we found that the political ads in our dataset appeared more frequently on partisan websites. We also found that political advertisers tended to advertise on sites with similar political leanings. For example, Democratic Party campaigns advertise more on left-leaning sites, and Republican campaigns advertise more heavily on right-leaning sites. This suggests that online political ads are targeted at people who are interested in politics and tend to read more from partisan sources.
Finally, I'll discuss some case studies of misleading and deceptive political ads that we encountered. One category of problematic political ads we discovered were misleading political polls. They looked like opinion polls or petitions and urged people to cast their vote on hot-button issues. However, to submit a vote almost always required giving an email address, and doing so subscribes you to mailing lists, which then ask for campaign donations, advertise questionable products, or in some cases, spread political misinformation. We also observed some problematic techniques in product ads. Many ads promoted political memorabilia, like this $2 bill commemorating the US Space Force. Our topic modeling showed that most memorabilia ads were Trump-related. A number of these ads used a common bait-and-switch tactic of claiming to be free, but then requiring you to pay for shipping and handling. Other product ads leveraged the political climate for profit. For example, one ad claimed this stock could soar with a Biden win, which tries to lure consumers in with politically relevant get-rich-quick schemes. We also saw many political products targeting older adults, like this ad for hearing devices referencing Trump signing a bill into law. A final group of potentially problematic political ads were clickbait stories. These ads are intended to drive traffic to content farms and listicle sites, and often use sensationalist headlines that imply some sort of controversy around a politician. However, we often found the underlying articles to be a lot less scandalous than implied. The fact that these ads run on various news websites means the ads could be muddying the waters and generating a source of controversy, even if people don't click on them.
We'll end with a discussion of a common thread in these political ads, and that is how these ads use politics as a means for profit. In the case studies we showed, all of these ads used controversial political figures or issues to attract attention and clicks, sometimes using deceptive techniques. The true purpose of these ads were ultimately to earn a profit, either by selling products, harvesting personal information like email addresses, or earning revenue through ads on the landing page. But all of these come with potential costs to our information ecosystem. By leveraging these political controversies, they contribute to the polarized political environment and could make it harder for people to access accurate information. We make a couple of recommendations for improving the online ad ecosystem going forwards. First, we suggest that ad platforms step up their content moderation for political ads to prevent harmful and misleading content from reaching users. This includes raising standards for deceptive techniques and misinformation in political advertising, and enforcing standards more evenly across all ad platforms, not just Google and Facebook. Second, it is important that data on political ads is made public so that researchers can audit the practices of political advertisers and ad platforms. So we encourage that firms outside of Google and Facebook to release political data sets as well. Thank you all for watching. This work wouldn't have been possible without the hard work of our collaborators, Theo, Yoshi, and Franzi. This was,
Go to the website.
Go to the website. Okay, 11:30.